for the I want to play that opening soundbite we played in the first hour in case some of you are just waking up, and then I'll get to your calls. It's by an author by the name of Edward Griffin. I mean Edward Griffin, G. Edward Griffin, and he was speaking back in 1969. 1969. About this whole communist thing infiltrating the black community and how they were going to use the blacks and whites to divide each other and start this whole turning America into a communist socialist society. And lo and behold, it is happening right before our eyes right now. So I just want you to see this in case you missed it. It is deep. It's deep. It's amazing. It is more than a notion. So, Gerald, I want to play that opening from the first hour.
As early as 1928, the communists declared that the racial differences among our people constituted the weakest and most vulnerable point in our social fabric. By constantly probing and straining at this one spot, they calculated that eventually the cloth could be torn apart and that Americans could be divided, weakened, and perhaps even set against each other in open combat. To develop these possibilities, the communists proclaimed that the American Negro constituted a separate nation within a nation. The people of this nation were said to be oppressed and exploited by colonialist, imperialist, racist America. Now, to bring this about, of course, force and violence must be used. A war of national liberation must be fought. But they aren't going to settle for just part of the United States. They want all of it. And so they made it clear long ago that their violent war of national liberation must be secondary to the nonviolent proletarian revolution. Now, the strategy for this phase calls for the gradual transition of our government into a communist regime, done peacefully and legally. To take the United States, all of the United States, it'll be necessary, they say, to involve white people as well as black, to create a broad coalition, a revolutionary link between the civil rights movement, organized labor, peace groups, student dissidents, and in general, to escalate the revolution in America from race war to class war. Well, 1935 is a long time ago. And sometimes we hear it said that the communists have since abandoned this concept. But ladies and gentlemen, they cannot abandon it, for the simple reason that if they did so, they'd be abandoning the classic dual form of revolution dictated by Marxism-Leninism. They'd cease to be communists. And so the communist position on the Negro question today is no different than it was back in 1928. Thank you for taking the time to be here.
Isn't that amazing? That's deep. This has been going on for a long time, folks. But y'all didn't see it coming. And now it's here. And I was just thinking this morning, maybe last night, this mess is happening all over the country. Because I know some people thinking about running, moving somewhere else. Where do you move to? They're everywhere. This has been in the making. That was 1969 when he said that. And he was talking about the 1930s. And look what we have in 2020. And black people, you have been used for a long time for destruction. I did not realize that. This is not a Johnny-come-later thing. It's a spiritual battle, a warfare between good and evil. We got to return to the order of God, God in Christ, Christ and man, man over woman and woman over children. We got to. Then you can be in the world, but not of it. And you'll be fine. In spite of what you see happening around you, you will see how to be safe from it. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.